Now we're back at nights again, guys. We're here to drop the van off. John's here, and we've got the last few challenges we're going through with finalising the measurements, right?
Yes.
Yep. And when we were at the NEC and we saw Max Murdo's van, we just realised the height here of the bed is something of concern because of the head height that we'll have after we've had the roof put in, right?
It is a little bit challenging. To be comfortable sat here, I do need to slouch a little bit, which is not good for my posture.
We've gone as low as possible, which is 360 mil here.
Yeah.
Plus we've got probably a 10 mil on the plyboard, and then a 75 mil cushion. And you're just about in there, aren't you?
Yes, but I'm not sat straight. I mean, if I sit straight...
So we are restricted here, because we can't go any lower because of the wheel arch, isn't it? And then with the slide out would be a bit different, wouldn't it?
Who needs a wheel arch anyway? Oh, apparently us.
Apparently us. And we want that big size bed, don't we?
Yeah.
That's the challenge with
Yeah,
it.
the width isn't the problem, it's just the height.
Yeah. And of course the height on the other side, we can drop that down.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
It's not an issue, and even have a double cushion on the 275s or something. So we're back to the drawing board, and Tony's back out with his computer, and he's huffing and puffing.
It will be.
Every night's custom build is done in CAD on the computer first to make sure everything works before they start cutting any materials. John and Tony continue to play around with the CAD drawings of our van to try and make the bed as low as possible whilst keeping it as large as possible.
Yeah, so obviously we can do something, can't
yeah,
we?
we'll just if you're doing the worktop's just going to come across, isn't it? Yeah, we've got a flexi solar panel. You got like that?
I got it.
Go in the back of the shark fin. So 2.2 metres. It's going to be the width because the Austrian solar panels we use are pretty wide. They're 1.2 meters wide. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I can get.
Yeah?
I reckon the biggest they do 360 watt. But I'm just going to check that.
So there's not been much to film today, but Tony's been very, very busy. The pair of them have been busy juggling things around and working out how it's going to work. But the main thing we've done different is we've changed the bed. We've lowered the bed. The bed was just too high, and we're going to hit our roof. Now we've had the roof fitted, we can see we're going to hit the roof. So what we've had to do then is drop the bed down, and to do that we've had to come away from the wheel arch. So the bottom of the bed is around about 10.50 wide, but we've still got the full width at the top where our shoulders are going to be, and I think this is the perfect solution. So you've also been playing with the fixings for the new composite wood.
Yeah, so basically these are Rafix. So the Rafix is routed into there, CNC'd into there, and then a 5.5 mil hole?
That's 5 mil hole.
5 mil hole, a 5 mil hole with basically like a dowel. That screws in there.
Oh, I see, right. Perfect.
And then that goes in like that. Turn it around so you can see. And then basically it's just a twist and lock.
And now the fascia is nice and clean. You've got no fixings on the outside?
No fixings on the outside, obviously that would be edge banded.
Yeah.
And then that is now
Very strong, right?
very strong, and that's not even glued. We're still going to glue it. So
it'll be even stronger.
Yep.
Now this wood's brand new, as we found out last time, and it's on order. Should be in the next few weeks.
Should be in the next few weeks, yep.
Brilliant.
This is the last time we're going to see the van completely empty.
Right. Isn't it?
Quite exciting, really, isn't it?
Although it's not going to be just like the full final thing. We're going to see it stage by stage and hopefully film that and show you guys how the build's coming along.
Yeah.
But it should be, and I'm not going to hold him to it, 4 to 5 weeks.
He's got to develop lots still.
Still
There's
to
a
develop.
lot to do.
At best.
At
He's going to fit it in amongst the other things, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see what it is. And let's see, we've got an extra cupboard going here now. It's made the foot of the bed a little bit narrower, but much more storage, which we didn't have much of. But also at the front here we have this area, and we can use for storage as well. So we're hoping he's going to cut access in the floor so we can lift that and maybe store food or other things in here. Excited?
I am very excited. Yeah.
Okay, let's get off. We'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.
Today John's cutting the windows in the Buzz, and just like when Vision Tech cut the roof, they've covered everything up to ensure metal shards from the cutting doesn't damage our Buzz. So John unpacks the windows and firstly offers them up to the Buzz to ensure they'll fit, and of course they fit a tree. John then tapes up some additional protection below where he'll be cutting. He then repeats this by taping up and adding protection to the other side, and finally wraps the rest of the Buzz, including the wheels.
So after wrapping the whole van, he's then cut this section out here so we can work on it. Go for it, John!
not there. Then it's time to start drilling. He drills lots of small holes from the inside, where he makes the shape of the cut quite visual from the outside. He then draws the line with a Sharpie to join up all the holes he's drilled. And then out comes the jigsaw. John carefully cuts out the panel for the window. The masking tape's on there to protect the jigsaw from marking the van. He cuts out both side windows in no time and does the same again on the other side. Yay! Well done, John. So what are we doing now, John?
So now we're going to file all the edges down, make them nice and smooth, and then put an anti-corrosion around there.
Brilliant. So out comes the file to take any sharp edges and burr off where he's cut, and then he coats the bare metal to protect it and ensure it won't rust. Now the cutting's done, they remove the protective layer from the van. Right, John, before we put the carpet down and put the glue down, what are we doing?
Yep, so we're going to melamine sponge it and degrease it.
Perfect.
Prep it ready for the adhesive.
Okay, fantastic. Many people would skip this stage and just stick the carpet straight down, but it shows the care and attention knights take to their conversions. So this is going to ensure the carpet sticks really, really well.
That's right, yeah, give us the best chance possible.
John then goes about coating the inside of the van in an adhesive for the carpet to stick to. So the glue you're using, it's a contact adhesive, you just said?
It is, yeah, high temperature contact adhesive.
Right. So that's dried in the van now?
Yeah, it's dried in the van. We're going to spray it on here and then leave this till it's dry to touch.
Right.
And then when you go in the van and you push it on, it then contacts the contact adhesive we've added to that side.
And that's when it sticks?
That's when it sticks.
Not when it's wet?
Not when it's wet. It won't stick when it's wet.
Interesting, cheers, John. So that's not the final coat, John?
No, that's a primer coat. We're going to let that dry, and then we're going to add another coat, which is the adhesion coat.
Right. Having already added insulation to the van, they now stick the carpet to the walls and shape it in place, and then they cut out the window areas. So John, it's time to bond the windows in.
It certainly is, yeah.
And most people would just put a bit of Bond on there and stick them on, but not you.
They may well do. I mean, we do something a bit different. So we have a contamination remover. So that's going to go around the window. We're going to let that dry off. That removes all the contaminants, bonds to the contaminants, and then we wipe that off. And then we're going to go around with a cleaner, and we're going to clean it all up. And then we're going to go around with a melamine sponge just to scratch it up, micro scratches.
Yep.
And then we're going to use a primer, and then we use our bond.
Wow. Quite a few bit more process than just bonding it on.
It certainly is.
Great stuff. So John goes around applying the window with the contaminant remover. He then goes around rubbing that into the surface and leaves it to dry before going back around and wiping it off again. Next up is the surface cleaner. He pours a little onto the cloth and wipes that all over the areas he's going to be bonding the window to. He then gets a pad and roughens up the surface area for better adhesion. John also similarly preps the surface of the van and roughens that up too. Then comes the primer coat that John carefully covers all the areas on the glass that he'll use to bond. And he also uses this bond on the van too. John then runs a bead of bonding around the window area on the van. He attaches a couple of suction lifters and pumps the air out of them, lifts the window and carefully drops it in place and squeezes it down. They then use these interesting little tools and suction them onto the glass and the bodywork to bend the pane of glass perfectly into shape. They then leave them all to set and let the bonding go. At this stage, I brought the front grille back with me from the body shop with a perfect colour match, so we plonked that on now too. Now, we flew into Italy to collect the motorhome for Just Go and enjoyed an Easter road trip back. If you've not seen that series of videos, we'll leave a link in the description. But I left John a camera and asked him to film the CNC machine cutting all the wood panels. So here he set it up and he's recorded 6.5 hours of footage for it. Now, when looking for a van builder to help design and build the Buzz, I wanted it all machine cut like this for precision, and so they're also able to easily replicate the design we've made for someone else. So, if you want your Buzz converted just like ours, give Knights a call. Okay, it's an early start this morning. I'm heading back to Knights because we literally have 2 weeks left now, and the van is going to be on display at Campervan Campout. So we've been away for Easter. John's done a few bits on the van, he assures me, but we're going to have a big push today and see what we can get done and see when we can get it back, because we are a one-car family at the minute. So the kids are walking to school this morning. It's 7 o'clock and I'm leaving early, so hopefully I'll be with John by 9 o'clock.
2 hours later.
So we're back with John at Knights. John, you've done an amazing bit of work whilst we've been away enjoying our holidays for April. Walk me through what you've been up to, bud.
So on the roof we fitted a 330 watt solar. It's an Austrian solar panel, really good.
Yeah.
Brought the cable through the roof. We've then taken it down to where the Clayton's going to sit. We've then done the floor, so the floor's all insulated.
That looks fantastic.
It
That's
does,
the bamboo that we
the
chose,
spiced
isn't it?
Bamboo we chose, yep. And then we've got the access panels at the front there to make a bit of use of that storage that the kitchen isn't going over.
Right.
Obviously, last time you saw the windows and all carpet lined. It's now all insulated on its second layer of insulation.
Yep.
But we've also added these lovely pods, so making a bit more use of the space. Obviously, you've got that inset there. We've then created these nice little storage
I
pockets.
love them. I love them. Look at that. Fantastic. I love the contrast with this material you've used.
Yeah.
With the different greys. It looks brilliant.
So we've done the same on the sliding doors, and the same on the blind pods as well. So when that all slides forward, you'll see that. I say now the floor's down. We've put the base down, so we've got a 9mm base. We've put an LED light around all of that. So we're just setting up for the LED light.
Fantastic.
The kitchen's all cut out. All the trims are back around the roof.
And you've got the insulation in as well. There's not, what insulation you put in there?
Yeah, so we've got the 100mm Dodo thermo fleece, and then we've got a Dodo thermo liner behind that.
All Dodo?
All Dodo, yeah. So we've not put the sound ending on this one just to keep the weight down because it adds a lot of weight to it. So we've made it thicker on the insulation and on the sound absorption.
Right, and the floor is... How much difference have we got a step on the floor, John?
Oh, now you're asking me. So we have 110mm.
Right, and you've cut out some storage to make use of that under there?
Yeah, just got some little marine catches on that to go so you can lift them out nice and easy. And then inside there, that's all lined and insulated as well. And all the floors insulated underneath that as well as an XPS insulation. We've then changed the B-pillars, because obviously this had a bulkhead. So now we've changed the B-pillars all round. Even with little handles, off the car version of this.
So you've got all the plastics from the car version,
we have,
and everything like that?
They don't fit exactly. We've had to make brackets up to mount these, and we've also had to trim in the top and bottom, but that works really nicely.
Wow, it's working really, really well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm looking forward to putting these blinds on as well. I've not seen blinds in an RD Buzz before, and it's taken a bit of doing, but...
They're due Friday, right?
Yeah, they are. They are.
And the kitchen cupboards, John?
Yeah, the kitchen cupboards, yeah. So they're not quite finished yet. We've just got to do the bottom doors there. But we're going to have the PDU from the BCA wiring harness that works with the Clayton, shows all the displays. PDU's going in there, so that's all your RCDs and all of your 12-volt fuses. Then we've got the sink going in there, a bit of storage underneath of it. We've got two 12-litre water containers. We've got the Clayton going in here with a 230-volt socket on the front of it. Wow. Air fryer built into the bottom there, and then some storage below.
So just so we know, walk me through each square. So we've got a fresh and a grey wastewater down the bottom. And up here, what have we got here?
So that's the PDU, and there'll be some storage around the PDU.
Sink in here?
Sink in there and a bit of storage.
And then the Clayton in here?
Clayton in there, and then air fryer down there.
And then air fryer sat down the bottom there.
Yeah, so that's going to go around there.
Brilliant.
So the air fryer's going to go around there.
Okay.
So we're going to step that down over the floor.
Yes. I know a lot of work went into getting that right. A lot of work.
And
many
this is so light. It really is.
That's that new material. What's it called?
Yeah, it's called a air ply.
Air ply.
Air ply, yeah.
And still strong though.
Very, very strong. Yeah, it is solid. We've graphics it all together, so it holds really well. And then so we've got part of the bed there. So that's a pull-out section there. But this is incorporating the 30-litre fridge, the drawer fridge that pulls out with the front of the bed. That's taken some engineering, but that worked nicely. And then we've got the other part of the bed here with some storage behind it, and then a big storage drawer this side and a big storage drawer that side, so the whole thing is storage.
I'm excited about that. Now, this was going to be higher.
Yeah.
And a little further back to give us a slightly bigger base.
Yep.
But we've had to do that because we've got height restrictions with the, with the bars and the roof.
You found with you and Lindsay, it was just impractical for you to have a normal height. So we've had to pull the whole thing forward to go in front of the arch, which has meant that's why we've done that. So we've got some storage.
Oh, we've got extra storage there.
Extra storage now, yeah, that's created extra storage. So you've got drawers there, storage there, and then even in the storage pocket behind that you've got storage, and then you've also got a little worktop there as well now, so you can put your phones and bits and bobs.
Brew shelf, John.
Brew shelf, there we go.
There it is, brilliant.
That's the drawers going in there. So
Love it. And on film, this might look white. But this has got a very, very slight green hint to it, isn't it?
It's called pistachio.
Pistachio.
Yeah, it's a really nice colour.
It is. I've got to say, I was going to go white, and Lindsay was adamant.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, I love it.
Yeah,
it looks
good.
great, mate. Fantastic. On my final visit to Knights, I found John putting the final touches to the build. Our buzz was really coming along now and looking amazing. And I was excited to share this with Linz. So we're back with John.
We are indeed.
And you've been getting along a treat since I've been here last,
Yeah,
John.
we've not got long now, have we?
Right. Hopefully another day or two and we can come pick it up.
Yeah, it's virtually there. We've got a bit of testing to do on the electrics, on the Clayton integrating with the ID Buzz, so that's the first.
That's a new thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is.
Yeah, it's now certified by VW.
Volkswagen. Yeah, it is indeed.
That the Claytons can get used.
Yep, that's right.
Now we've talked about the Claytons because I've got Victron in my van.
Yep.
And the Claytons, you mainly use Claytons. I know you do a bit of
we do.
Victron, but mainly Claytons.
So bigger vehicles we use the Victron because you've got a bit more space, but we still use some Claytons because the Claytons now brought out the bigger battery upgrade. So they have a 280 amp, you can add to the 160 amps, and you can add quite a few of them if you like as well. So if you want 1,000 amps, you can have 1,000 amps. Obviously that's space dependent and weight dependent. On this we've got the 160 amps, so we've got a 3,000 watt inverter on this, 160 amp lithium battery. It's a 50 amp AC charger and a 50 amp DC charger. Now the DC we've got to dial down as per Volkswagen's requirements to a 30 amp charger.
Yes, you were saying that.
So yeah, we've got to change the programming on that. But
that's
yeah.
in, and it's taking up a lot less room than if I had Victron gears.
Yeah.
So it would take up the whole kitchen.
No, that's right. Yeah, I mean, by the time you put the inverter in there, and you've got your AC charger and your DC charger, as well as the other components in it, the MPPT for the solar as well. Well, it's basically everything in the Clayton.
Right,
so,
in one unit. That's why
yeah.
they're perfect.
That's right.
Okay, fantastic. And it's come together then. I'm loving the bamboo worktops.
Yeah, well, the bamboo with the pistachio, and it's all ready to pull out. We've done all the the worktops, wireless chargers, little sink in there, pop-up tables, just making the most of every bit of space.
Right, we've got a drawer in there, we've got a drawer under here, this slides. Yeah. This was a headache for Tony and yourself, I think, wasn't it?
It was all a headache, yeah. There's been so many
it.
shapes in this. It's,
right.
For a small vehicle, there are shapes everywhere. So it's taken a long time to develop, but we've got it on file now. So apart from a few little shapes we need to work out still.
And a bruise shelf for lens and wireless charging.
Yeah, wireless charging both sides. His and hers wireless charging.
Fantastic.
Got a nice big 7-inch display that'll have all the Clayton details on there. We've got blinds all round.
The blinds are going in, look, there we go. There's the start of them, and there's this 7-inch display that'll show everything, and I can control the lights and
control the lights.
See all my levels.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, it's really coming together. We've got a curtain on the floor with the little handles in there, so making the most of every little bit of space you've got in this.
Right.
As well as it being fully insulated, being completely off-grid, really, isn't it? So
absolutely.
Big 330 watt solar.
So the fridge is under that section, John?
It certainly is, yeah. So basically you can pull that out across there. When it's in its bed position, you can then still get to your fridge.
Look at that. That's exact. This is planning ahead. This is what we were thinking ahead for.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's on runners, is it?
Yeah,
rollers?
that's on runners as well as wheels that just roll across, take the weight of it, because we have to support that because of the extra weight of the fridge in there. Put the extension on the cable. But yeah, it's worked really nicely.
And he's even thought of putting extra storage in the floor there. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Lindsay's going to be real pleased when she sees this.
Yeah, make the most of a small space.
Yes, right. We've got electrics here, and we'll be able to pull the drawer out and hopefully have the induction hob on there when it's finished.
Yep.
Brilliant. In here then, what have we got in these cupboards here?
So we've got the BCA system in there. It's not all finished off yet, so
okay.
we'll save that.
We'll save that one.
But yeah, we've got a 12 litre water container in there, 12 litre in there, so that's going to be your waste, that's going to be your fresh. They've both got flexis on, so you can pull them out nice and easily, take the containers off, and
they're easy enough to change, right?
They're easy to change, yeah. And then you wanted a table in here, and that was you were really worried up until this point, and I come up with this really nice idea. Already had it fitted by the time you got here, so a nice little surprise.
Go on, jump round there and show me the table, John. Show me the table. I was concerned there we were going to eat and put the laptop, and look at that.
Yeah, there we go.
That is absolutely perfect and a great use of space.
Yep.
Brilliant. And we got extra storage in here.
Yeah, we have indeed, yeah. So again, making the most of every little bit of space.
Right.
And there was a bit of space in there as well, so we've taken the panel back.
Brilliant. Still got the blinds to fit in here.
Yep, we have indeed.
And we're going to hopefully have dimmers on the lights.
Yeah, we're putting dimmers on the lights next, so we're going to build that into where the control panel is with some extra 230 volt 12 volt sockets.
And we'll show you next time the lights around the bottom. They look really, really good. And you've even put a little pop-up table on this side here.
Yeah, a little bit of detail.
Brilliant, John. This is fantastic. It's coming along the treat. I can't wait to show Lindsay this.
Yeah, I can't wait either.